Let's be real. The job of a CPA today is so much more than just debits and credits. It's really about being a data storyteller. And you know what? Data analytics is now a core competency, and it's a huge piece of the BAR section of the CPA exam. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the 5 essential stages of data analytics that you absolutely have to know.
All right, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll talk about why this is such a new era for accountants. Then, we'll walk through all 5 stages, from laying the right foundation, to the great data cleanup, to finding the story in the numbers, and finally, we'll wrap up with your exam toolkit to make sure you're ready to go.
So yeah, let's set the stage here. The role of the CPA is changing, and it's changing fast. We're not just record keepers anymore. We are data interpreters, the people who actually drive business strategy.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Is it just about balancing the books? The answer is a huge, resounding no. Today, you're expected to dig into all kinds of data, financial, non-financial, you name it, to uncover those crucial business insights that create real value for your clients. It's a whole new ballgame.
Now, to make all this crystal clear, let's use a little case study. Let's meet Cozy Corner Books. They're a small bookstore, and on the surface, business seems fine. But their profit margins are shrinking, and they have no idea why. We're going to step in as their CPA and use these 5 stages of data analytics to solve this mystery together.
Okay, on to the first 2 stages. These are all about setting up our investigation for success. And I can't stress this enough. If you get this foundation wrong, everything else you build on top of it will be on some seriously shaky ground.
You see, the first step isn't just diving in and grabbing a ton of data. No, it's about defining a sharp, specific question. And the way we do that is by identifying key performance indicators, or KPIs. Think of these as measurable values, like net profit margin or customer acquisition cost, that tell you exactly how a company is doing on its most important objectives. So, for our bookstore, the vague problem of declining profits gets sharpened into a focused, measurable question. We're not just looking at profits in general. We are targeting a specific KPI, the net profit margin. Getting this specific is absolutely crucial. So once we've got our question locked in, we can move to stage 2, information discovery. This is where we start gathering our evidence. For Cozy Corner, this means we need to pull all the relevant data, things like sales records, supplier invoices, inventory reports, and hey, maybe even some external data like customer reviews to get the full picture.
Okay, so we've got our data, but is it actually usable? Probably not. Not yet anyway. Let's move to a stage that is absolutely critical for accuracy: cleaning and preparing the data. Honestly, this is where so many analyses go off the rails.
The magic here happens through a process called ETL. That stands for extract, transform, and load. First, you extract the raw data from all those different sources. Then you transform it, and this is the big cleanup step where you fix errors, handle missing values, and standardize everything. Finally, you load that nice clean data into a database. Without this, you get garbage in, garbage out. It means your analysis would be worthless because it's based on bad data. ETL is what ensures our data is accurate, consistent, and dependable.
And here's a perfect example. Take a look at this raw data from Cozy Corner. It's a mess, right? We've got a duplicate order for 102, there's a missing cost for order 103, and look at the supplier names, Supplier X and Supplier -X. If you tried to analyze this as is, your conclusions would be totally wrong.
And believe me, this kind of messy data is what you'll see in the real world all the time. So let's see what happens when we apply a little bit of that ETL magic.
And just like that, look at the results. The duplicate is gone, that missing cost has been filled in, and the supplier names are all standardized. This process of standardizing data is often called data normalization, and it is what gives us the reliable foundation and the data integrity we need to do any meaningful analysis.
Now we're talking. Our data is clean, it's reliable, and now we can get to the really exciting part, the analysis. This is where we actually uncover the story that's been hiding in all those numbers. So in stage 4, we use 4 types of analytics that kind of build on each other, like climbing a ladder. We start with descriptive, which just tells us what happened. Then we climb to diagnostic, which tells us why it happened. From there, we can look into the future with predictive analytics, asking what might happen. And finally, we reach the top with prescriptive analytics, which tells us what we should do about it. See how it's a chain of reasoning?
So first up, we use descriptive analytics just to see what happened. This chart here is plotting Cozy Corner's total revenue against their total costs, and you can see it plain as day. While revenue is bouncing around, that gap between the two lines, which is their profit, is definitely shrinking over time. So we've confirmed the problem exists.
But we still need to know why it's happening. That's where diagnostic analytics comes in. We dig a little deeper and we break down the profit margin by supplier. And boom, there it is. This is our aha moment. The books from their brand new supplier, Supplier Z, have a profit margin that is half of their other suppliers. We found the root cause. This is the diagnosis.
Okay, this is so important. Finding the answer is not the final step. It's useless if you can't communicate your findings in a way that actually drives action. So let's cover that, and then we'll build out your exam toolkit.
Welcome to Stage 5, Communicate Results. As you can see, there are tons of ways to visualize data. The trick is choosing the right chart for the story you're trying to tell. For Cozy Corner, that simple bar chart was perfect for comparing the suppliers. But for showing the trend over time, a line chart was the way to go. Your goal is always to make your findings instantly understandable so that people can make a decision.
All right, to make sure this is locked in for your exam, let's recap the 5 stages one more time. Define, obtain, clean, analyze, and communicate. And here's a great mnemonic to remember it. Do our people always communicate? It's a simple little question that will help you recall the entire process when you're under pressure.
And here is a pro tip for you, straight from the source material. On the CPA exam, the AI CPA is absolutely going to test your attention to detail. They might throw a table at you with a really obvious error, like a dollar amount sitting in a date column. This is a test of your data cleaning mindset. They want to see if you can spot those weird anomalies before you even start analyzing. So stay sharp.
So, we've described the problem and we've diagnosed the cause. The next logical step would be predictive, forecasting just how much more profit they'd lose if they did nothing. But the ultimate goal is always prescriptive. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Based on the data we've uncovered, what specific step would you advise Cozy Corner Books to take next? Should they renegotiate with Supplier Z, maybe drop them entirely? This is where your analysis turns into powerful, actionable business advice, and that is the absolute peak of the value a data-savvy CPA can provide.